Friends, this is Scott. I want to do kind of a midsummer overview of kind of the odds and ends that have been happening at the homestead that I haven't put on other videos. But I wanted to show you also the update of the garden and the produce and a little bit of cooking and a little bit of preserving that I've done at the end of this video. So yeah, the progress we've made is all that comfrey that I transplanted. I split up the big plant and broke it into a bunch of different plants with little sections of root have come up well. This area is still shady, but they've come up well. And also my horseradish I brought down from Salt Lake has come up. So yeah, that's a win-win. I got to put some edging in and clean that up. But I did a second planting of radishes. I've been eating on those, and it's too hot for radishes right now. There are definitely a cool season crop, but I've been fortunate enough to get a few. The Egyptian walking onions have all in their candlestick phase, and yeah, they've done well. So it's amazing how these mass produce. So I always have green onions, and those little bulbs can be eaten too. And again, Egyptian walking onions have the bulbs on the tips of the leaves. They do have some underground, but mostly on the tips. The broccoli, the main heads have all been picked, but I'm getting a lot of side shoots. And as you see, I missed a lot of side shoots as you see all that growth, but yeah, you got to stay on it because if you miss, you don't check them every day, they go to flower at this time of the year as hot as it's getting. So the first tomato, I've had a couple little cherry tomatoes, but that's the first of the big tomatoes. Yeah, that's not a big one, but yeah. My tomato patch is a mess. I need to restring and get those tied up, but then we should have quite a few tomatoes. My little herb garden is doing well. Lots of weeds, but there's the rosemary. And that Swiss chard doesn't like it there because it's a little shady, but it's still doing okay. I've got a couple cute little basil plants that are doing well amongst the morning glory. I have a little parsley. And the cilantro has gone to seed already. So yeah, hopefully those will seed out and keep sprouting new little plants that I can use for my salsas once the tomatoes come on. Miss Thing is always with me and underfoot. And here we go, checking the corn. I have lots of varying heights of corn. I don't know why, but it's tasseling out, so I should get some corn. I think it'll be pollinated good enough. Haven't seen a grasshopper yet, and that's been the problem the last couple of years. Grasshoppers have eaten the silk on the corn ears, but again, this year, we don't have grasshoppers up to this point. So yeah, win-win, but lots of weeds. Can't stay on top of them. The green beans that I didn't want to plant originally, I went ahead because I had extra seed, are all flowering, and they'll be producing lots of beans. So that'll be a win. Whether I need a win or not, I still have a lot of frozen beans left, but I'll have a lot more to put in the freezer. So yeah, in that little patch. And the second planting of potatoes that I planted from those really scrawny, dried up starts I had in the basement have come up. So most of them anyway. So yeah, I should have some good second crop potatoes. I did dig up a couple of the first crop and I wasn't impressed. So we'll see. I'll see how things go. The onion harvest that I left in the ground, those are from the plants. They're all doing well. Again, another look at the broccoli that is seeding out, but it is still producing side shoots, and they'll start getting better. So I'll probably be pulling those plants out in the near future. This area got a little too much shade, and my strawberries have suffered, and whatever ripe strawberry I've had has gone to the birds. Do have a little tomatillos that have volunteered there. I did not plant those, and the beets and the carrots are there, and they're not doing the greatest. But as you see, my strawberries are pretty yellow too, so I got to figure that out. There's my sweet potatoes. They haven't spread much, but there are several plants that are still alive, as well as the first planting of potatoes. And again, I dug up one plant, and I was not impressed. So I'm hoping that was just a fluke. But yeah, I may not have a good potato harvest this year. We will have to see. But next to the potatoes, I have peppers, different varieties of peppers, as well as eggplant. And I'm going to show you some close-ups. The jalapenos there, you see some babies are coming on. And then they've got the eggplant behind them, and they're starting to flower and produce some small eggplants. So we should, have a few of those. I didn't plant a lot of eggplant, but I did plant quite a few peppers, and the plants are very tall, taller than I usually get. But they haven't put on a lot of peppers yet. There's a different variety of pepper that produces those peppers kind of sticking up in the air. There's a sweet pepper, and that one was buried underneath some cauliflower that I just pulled out. So that one should grow now. It's getting a little more sun. Now here's those side shoots of broccoli that I've been picking, and I'll pick a couple for you. I dropped that one, and the earwigs are still in every piece of crop I harvest. I got to soak because again I find a few earwigs in each one. So yeah, I got to figure that problem out. Here's some tomatillos that I did plant, and they're starting to produce some fruit. So yeah, we'll have a few of those, looks like. Those are for the secret to my salsa. And then I have a cucumber. That's the first one. So I will have a cucumber here the next week, and I'm excited about that. The plant's not real big. Gets a lot of radiant heat off the house, and those plants you see are pretty wilty. I just watered that one, and I don't know if it's too much water or if it's just the heat. That's a yellow crickneck squash, looks like. So they're producing some. So we'll have some here in the near future. But not a great squash harvest. Like always, the chickens get all my refuse, and yeah, they've got lots of greens to eat. So the eggs have been the yolks have been very orange. So yeah, they're enjoying that to the point they're bored. All the manures that I've been bringing in from the pastures, I've found lots of different types of mushrooms. And again, these are probably not edible, and I would never try them. But yeah, there's some interesting shapes and sizes, and yeah, I've been enjoying the different mushrooms I've never seen before that are coming up. And here's one that I've just I don't even know what this is, so that's a pretty creepy looking thing. But as I mentioned in the garden, we've been picking lots of the broccoli and cauliflower, but we have lots of earwigs that are coming up. And I did pick lots of cabbage, and yeah, so I've got to soak everything because the earwigs get in it, and it's pretty gross, but you just soak it, and they all come out. And once in a while you find one that survives into the fridge, but not too often. But yeah, not the most appetizing thing, but that's the bug of the year is the earwigs. And yeah, they've been bug of the year for a couple of years. So there's a lot of the cauliflower that I've been picking and I've been preserving. And just all I do is I blanch it and I freeze it. And that's the way I like to keep my produce tasting well, and yeah, I just find that freezing is the way to make it taste the best in the winter. So that's what I do. There's some good broccoli too, and those were all side shoots because again, the broccoli main heads have been picked for quite some time, if not a month, probably a month and a half. So still producing lots of side shoots, and yeah, so I got a couple of bags of quarts of broccoli, and I got looks like 5 cauliflower. So that was good. And the cabbages I've been using also, and I've been trying to do some different cooking with cabbage because I'm not a big cabbage eater, but I had a recipe to make kind of a spaghetti with cabbage instead of noodles. And all it was, I used some of my frozen onions from last year, and I did put those cabbage in the oven and kind of singed them a little bit, broiled them, and then I put the ragu on there and baked them for probably 40 minutes at 375, and turned out pretty good. Put a little Parmesan cheese on top. And it was tasty. And so there's a good alternative to not using noodles because, again, noodles aren't the healthiest for you. But cabbage is good. But, again, when you plant a little bit of cabbage, you get a lot of cabbage. And if you're lucky enough to have it grow. And this year I was. So I'm getting into pickling. So I did pickle a couple quarts of cabbage. Very simple, just refrigerator cabbage. No need for any type of boiling or any canning methods. You just, create your concoction, pour it over the cabbage with some spices. And then you just enjoy it. Just eat it fresh out of the fridge, and gives a nice little different taste to any meals you have. So what's happened at the homestead in July, and I think that catches us up on kind of the progress we're making. And we're looking forward to a lot more harvest here in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Thank you.